Chapter 24. Invocation of HEKATE. Montgomery Road, downtown Cincinnati.
Black?
Jameson?
Yeah, it's him. Me. It's Jameson.
Sounds to me like you've forgotten your true identity, Agent. And I know that you've definitely forgotten mine. It's Assistant Director Black, sir, to you, son. Now what in the hell is going on with you?
Sorry, sir, of course. I'm calling to update you on
You break protocol again? We haven't heard from you in days. Now another murder. Do you mind telling me what the hell is happening to you? Is this how you behaved in your last undercover mission? Because if it is, the assholes that recommended you for this case are going to find themselves out of a goddamn job. Now listen.
Jameson pounds his fist against the booth window.
No, you listen! I'm under extreme amounts of pressure at the moment. So I'm sorry if I haven't got time to come running at your command. I'm deep inside this organization. Not just literally, emotionally too. It's like quicksand. The more I struggle to break free, the deeper I'm pulled under. I'm working with the devil here, for Christ's sake. I'm constantly on edge. I fainted twice. I haven't heard my wife's voice for weeks. And I think that if we don't wrap this case up soon, I'm going to end up getting arrested myself. Or I'm going to lose my mind altogether.
There is a pause.
Are you finished?
I don't know. Am I?
Jameson, where are you? I'm pulling you out.
What?
I'm terminating this mission. What is your location?
I'm Cincinnati? What? You're pulling me out? You can't do that.
Of course I can. You sound compromised to me.
No, sir, look, about my outburst.
If you have the intel that you say you do, it should be enough to take them down.
No, listen, sir, I need a little bit more time. It's all a bit more complicated than you think. I'm inside his mind, you see. I think I'm getting through to the man.
Who? Ace Ventura? I've told you before, you're not there to be his goddamn shrink.
Any information on him will greatly help this case, sir.
Black huffs.
Do you know he used to be a detective?
Jameson is surprised.
He was a cop?
No. He was a pet detective.
Is that some kind of sadistic joke, sir? Because...
It's no joke, Agent. He did sometimes work hand in hand with the Miami police for a couple of years. But even back then, his focus was the animals. Pity he can't extend his profound affection for animals to human beings as well. Maybe he's got a little too much affection for animals, if you know what I mean. Maybe he's got a thing for animals.
He's not like that, sir. He's a true animal lover. Passionate. To be honest, I've never known anyone to be so passionate about the plight of animals. He seems to have a kinship with them. Like, he understands them. I mean, he's got this crow, an actual crow that stays with him, guards him while he sleeps, and it trusts him implicitly. It's actually quite extraordinary.
Seems to me like he's the one getting inside your head, Agent.
Jameson bites his bottom lip.
So, what else have you learned about him?
He asks, steering the conversation back to the case details.
After his stint at rescuing sacred bats, football-playing porpoises, and God knows what else, he became a staunch animal rights supporter. Was so for over a decade. During this time, he earned himself quite a reputation for how far he would take his activism. And he also earned himself a long list of criminal offenses, ranging from vandalism to arson, causing millions in damages. Then he disappeared, just after his wife was killed in 2010.
Jameson is disturbed as Black broaches the subject of Ace's wife's death. He can't understand his reluctance to learn more, but he knows he must. He takes a deep breath.
What happened?
It was an accident at some anti-vivisection march in New York, involving a police officer mounting on a horse. Ventura never recovered, went off the rails, and Ace got more violent, more destructive. It soon disbanded, and Ace the man disappeared. He was presumed dead. His daughter
Penny.
was 16, so she took over the house, took care of her younger brother.
Paul. They're good kids, sir. Really.
It would be a heartbreaking story if it weren't for the fact that, in the end, Ace became a murderer and a terrorist.
You see, it's not quite as cut and dry as that, sir. I knew there was something driving him. Revenge, rage. his obvious confidence crisis and disillusionment with the system, but he is transcending this stimuli. What he is trying to do has become bigger than his grief for his dead wife. It may well be a classic case of messiah complex, but he sees himself, as do his loyal recruits, as some kind of vigilante, as someone doing good in the world. Regardless of what the law states, I mean, he's actually starting to gain some support from the public. Have you seen the latest polls?
Sir? Tell me where you are, and I'll have someone come and pick you up. Cincinnati, you said?
Jameson realises he has said too much, done too much. He is not ready to pull the plug on this case, on Ace, Penny, Paul, or Tafari. He doesn't want to hurt any of them, even Ace. He is disturbed by this admission.
Agent? Jameson?
Black asks, becoming more impatient.
Yes, sir.
Tell me where you are, and we can pick you up. When you have been safely recovered, you can tell me the location of Ace's headquarters, and we can swoop in and take these terrorists down once and for all. You'll get a medal, I'll get a promotion, and then it's back to business, as usual.
Black's last 3 words, business as usual, keep repeating through Jameson's mind. And each time it repeats, Jameson is sure that, although nothing will ever be the same again for him, personally, it will indeed be business as usual. The business of animal exploitation, the destruction of nature, the systematic corruption and fraud, rife in every government, institution, and corporation in the world, the business of war and religious doctrine, and the enslavement of the masses will all keep steamrolling on. A wave of panic washes over him as he pictures the world in a whole new way, like he is seeing it for the first time, or at least a little clearer than before. He realises that Ace is indeed getting inside his mind.
Business as usual. We apologize and are sorry for your loss. Now move the fuck on, like we have.
What do you say, Agent?
I'm sorry, sir. You're not pulling me out. Not yet.
That is not for you to decide, Agent. Now tell me your location. That is an order.
I can't do that.
You're risking your career, your goddamn life here, son. Jameson, where the hell are you?
There is no answer.
Jameson?
Nothing.
Jameson!
Thought I'd left, didn't you?
You goddamn crazy son of a bitch. I don't know what game you're playing.
Okay, I'm really gonna go this time.
He hangs up. He takes a deep breath and leans back against the booth door. He knows that he is in all kinds of trouble, that if he doesn't lose his job, it will certainly be his last ever undercover mission. He is shocked to realise that he is okay with that. Relieved that he feels at ease with the idea of leaving the FBI, despite having no backup plan whatsoever. He hasn't felt so indifferent and weary in regards to his job since before he joined the academy. He tries to recall that time, searching for a previous interest or aspiration to replace his current vocation, but his head swims with possibilities of alternative future, not alternative past. He was so clear about the path he was taking in life before he agreed to join Ace, and although he still feels dedicated to the pursuit of justice, there is a grey area that has appeared in his mind like fog, clouding his judgment. He used to feel secure in his understanding of the world and his place in it, and his interpretation of what is right and what is wrong.
Yes! I have been naive!
Jameson blurts out aloud, alone in the phone booth.
And arrogant! To think that I was the law? Chipping away at the tip of the greatest iceberg? A good guy fighting for the good guys? Yeah, they're corrupt! The FBI, CIA, IMF, FDA, EPA, CDC, WHO, WEF, and all the rest of those abbreviated organizations. Rotten to their core! But not me. I am a good guy. I just don't know who to fight anymore. How to fight and how far to go. Who to fight for.
Tafari, Paul and Penny, their faces flash through his racing mind. He tries to shake them away.
My wife.
He whispers, desperately reaching into his pocket for more change.
Call.
He freezes and stares into space, troubled and confused. He cannot recall his wife's name.
It's only been a few weeks.
He cries, frantically shaking his head, as if the motion will jog his memory. Jameson's eyes well up with tears.
Oh Christ. I'm losing my mind.
He whispers. Ace's manic laughing face flashes through his mind.
I'm gonna end up just like him.
He snatches the phone from the receiver, pushes some coins into the slot, and quickly dials his wife's number.
At least I haven't forgotten her number.
He hears the calling tone, and then he hears a ringtone from behind him. He quickly spins around to see a dark-haired young woman standing outside the booth door, holding her mobile phone, with a concerned look on her face. Jameson's hand automatically reaches for her.
Melissa.
He whispers, as his hand presses against the glass.
Not Melissa.
She says, cancelling a call.
It's me, Penny.
Jameson shakes his head as if to reset his vision. He panics and drops the phone.
Penny.
Penny steps back as Jameson exits the phone booth.
Ace sent you. To follow me?
No. I followed you here of my own free will.
How did you find me?
Well, you used the same phone booth.
Jameson huffs.
What are you doing here, Penny?
I was worried about you. You've gone through so much. So many changes.
She smiles at Jameson, a smile that he lets melt his heart.
You're such a caring person. Sometimes I am overwhelmed.
Penny looks down at the ground, blushing.
Do you
She says, looking up at Jameson.
want to go get something to eat? I know this great little...
Let me guess. African place? End of the road?
Penny smiles.
Let's go.
Jameson gestures an open arm for Penny to take. She obliges and clasps her arm around his as they take off down the street.